Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News. I'm Bianca Burrows. Thanks for joining us today for the news we've been following for you. Special Counsel Robert Mullers' team of investigators has expressed interest in speaking with President Donald Trump as part of a probe into potential coordination between Russia and the Trump campaign, a person with familiar matter said Monday. The prospect of an interview with the president has come up in recent discussions between Mullers' team and the Trump lawyers, but no details have been worked out, including the scope of questions that the president would agree to answer if an interview were to actually take place, according to the person. The author of an explosive new book that questions President Donald Trump's fitness for office on Monday contradicted Steve Bannon's explanation of comments that had angered his former boss. The book publisher said any effort by Trump to suppress the book would be flagrantly unconstitutional. Michael Wolff, author of Fire and Fury Inside Trump White House, took issue with a Bannon mea culpa issued Sunday in which Trump's former chief strategist sought to make amends for his comments. In the book, Bannon describes a meeting between Donald Trump Jr., senior campaign aides, and a Russian lawyer as treasonous and unpatriotic. The reference angered the president, who last week lashed out at Bannon, saying he, quote, lost his mind. The Trump administration's decision to end special protections for about 200,000 Salvadoran immigrants raises the possibility that they will be forced to abandon their roots in the U.S. and return to a violent homeland they have not known for years, even decades. Homeland Security Secretary Kristen Nielsen gave Salvadorans with temporary protected status until September 9th of 2019 to leave the United States or face deportation. El Salvador becomes the fourth country since President Donald Trump took office to lose protection under the program, which provides humanitarian relief for people whose countries are hit with natural disasters or other strife. A fire in Trump Tower's heating and air conditioning system injured 3 people and caused smoke to billow from the roof, the fire department of New York said Monday. The fire started around 7 a.m. at the Manhattan building that contains President Donald Trump's home and business offices. 2 civilians and a firefighter were treated for non-life-threatening injuries, the department said. It took about an hour to put out the fire. With 3 strong hurricanes, wildfires, hail, flooding, tornadoes, and drought, the United States tallied a record-high bill last year for weather disasters, $306 billion. The U.S. had 16 disasters last year with damage exceeding $1 billion, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said Monday. That ties 2011 for the number of billion-dollar disasters, but the total cost blew past the previous record of $215 billion in 2005. Kensington Palace has released 2 images of Princess Charlotte as she begins her first day at nursery school. The 2-year-old is shown on the steps of a palace in one photo, standing holding onto a rail in the other. The images were taken by her mother, the Duchess of Cambridge, before Charlotte went Monday to the nearby Wilcox Nursery School in London. We're certainly deserving of the reprieve from the harsh temperatures that crippled the area last week, but that reprieve won't last too much longer. Here's Maya with the forecast.
After a weekend that saw temperatures barely crawl out of the negative numbers the last 2 days, may seem like a heat wave. Today is the second day in a row where high temperatures will creep just above freezing, giving a much-needed chance to clean up area roads. Low temps tonight will dip back into the teens, but our Wednesday highs rebound nicely back where the normal temps should be, in the mid-30s. But we will have to deal with some rain for most of the day. It's on Thursday that we see some real changes. Highs will approach 50, but again we'll see rain for most of the day, meaning that local flooding could be a problem as more than 4 feet of snowpack melts. Rainy and warmer temps continue into Friday. It's on Saturday that colder air works back into the area, and long-range data is showing a return to frigid temperatures is on tap for next week. That's the forecast. I'm Maya.
Alabama won the national championship last night, but it wasn't easy. Here's Amber with sports.
To add another championship to the greatest dynasty college football has ever seen, Alabama turns to its quarterback of the future, and Tua Tagovailoa proved that his time is now. The freshman quarterback, who had played mostly mop-up duty this season, came off the bench to spark a comeback and threw a 41-yard touchdown to Devonta Smith that gave number 4 Alabama a 26-23 overtime victory against number 3 Georgia on Monday night for the College Football Playoff National Championship. Tagovailoa entered the game at halftime, replacing a struggling Jalen Hurts, and threw 3 touchdown passes to give the Crimson Tide its 5th national championship since 2009 under coach Nick Saban. For the 3rd straight season, Alabama played a classic CFP final. The Tide split 2 with Clemson, losing last season on a touchdown with a second left. The rival Koreas took steps toward reducing their bitter animosity during rare talks Tuesday, as North Korea agreed to send a delegation to next month's Winter Olympics in South Korea, hold talks on reducing tension along their border, and reopen a military hotline. The meeting, the first of its kind in about 2 years, was arranged after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un made an abrupt push for improving ties with South Korea following a year of elevated tensions with the outside world over his expanding nuclear and missile programs. Critics say Kim may be trying to divide Seoul and Washington in a bid to weaken international pressure and sanctions in the North. Mexico's swimming and diving hosts its biggest dual meet of the season Tuesday when JD and CBA comes in. The Tigers are looking to improve on its 5-1 overall record. Mexico boys basketball hosts Skinny Atlas tonight. The Tigers have struggled offensively most of the season and come in at 3-6. That's a quick look at sports. I'm Amber.
Thank you for joining us today. From all of us at I'm the Tiger, have a nice day.